All right. Welcome, everyone, to the Success Code Fireside Chats. Happy Saturday to everyone. I hope you all had an amazing weekend. In my area is that there's been a lot of rain. And in a place where it's typically hot, I hear people complaining. And I'm like, okay, y'all need to stop complaining because we need water when it's hot. Okay, so check it. So I hope that wherever you are in the world, that you are experiencing what you want to experience. And if you're not, just be grateful that you're even experiencing something, right? So as you know, this is the Success Code Fireside Chats where we combine conscious leadership with business and real talk. And we do more real talk than anything else. So, today we're going to be talking about a subject that I love to talk about because I've done it. See, Adita's laughing already. And I'm super excited to have my guest, Edita Mo, here with us today because she is radical. But that's my experience of her. She's radical. And we're going to be talking about a lot of things. And one of the things that we're going to touch on is the idea of the anti grind, which is, in my world, the grit. So if you're familiar with me, we just had our event last week, the Grit and Thrive live event, and it was so good on steroids. I'm going to do it again. So I'm putting the word out there that you guys get to all come. If you're a woman who you are so like done with the grind, you get to be at Grit and Thrive Live, the next Grit and Thrive Live event. The breakthroughs that happened at that event, I will forever be grateful to experience and witness the women who had their breakthroughs at that event. So, before I take up all the time talking about that, I want to bring to the stage Adita, my friend. I would love, love, love you to go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience briefly, and then we're going to jump into the conversation, right? Because we have conversations on this show. I work really hard not to make it be a question so that you're in the, you know, in the answer versus the conversation. Do you know what I'm saying? So super excited to be here and to have you on. So go ahead and tell us about who you are in the world, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, so first of all, thank you so much for having me here. It's gonna be very juicy. This conversation is gonna be. I believe you are radical as well. I think, but yeah. So my name is Edita, and I'm a grind survivor.
Confessions of a grind survivor. I love it. I love it.
I am recovering grinder, right?
Hmm.
So the background is business modeling, marketing, selling, copywriting, geeking on those things pretty much to the janky levels.
Hmm.
And at the same time, sort of like balancing the strategy with why the hell we are doing the whole thing in the first place. So I work with women entrepreneurs for the most part, right? And I am helping to get out of the grind with the most powerful client acquisition strategies by actually being able to do it because let's face this thing, we and I've this is one of those things that has been brewing in my world, but here we go. This is the first time I'm publicly speaking about this. So truth to be said, we are pretty lucky to live in the world where we talk about equal rights, gender equal rights. There's laws, there's equal opportunities, and I'm showing the quote gesture because what I've uncovered working, with women specifically, is that the story is pretty different behind the closed doors in so many cases. I have examples in my life, in my circle, and I keep meeting women in that kind of situation. And I'm talking about women who are actually in motion. They are trying, they're creating things, they are doing their life's work, they are modeling lifestyle, success lifestyle for their children. However, they are capped by life. And also, they are capped by inefficient strategies, which is causing them to carry a lot of invisible load. So they have this invisible load at home, and then they have this other invisible load in their business without even realizing.
Yeah, that's total misalignment, though, right? So, I want to pull you back a little bit because you just jumped right in, girl. You just went for the gusto, and I love that.
Sure.
So, before we go there, um, I want to talk about the idea of because I know that you do a lot of like you said, copy and creation for female entrepreneurs, right? Those are your ideal clients that you look for, right? Um, in the world of the idea of success, what does success mean to you? What is your idea of success?
I think it's pretty simple. And I used to think it's such a good question. You can hear all sorts of different versions from different people. But you know what helps me root into understanding various, big concepts in life is my daughter. And so what I've realized is that what I've been telling to my daughter all along is that she can have anything she wants by doing what she loves.
Yeah,
That
but,
would,
but hold on. So people would say that that idea is, and thank you for sharing that. That's your definition of success, which brings me to ask you a different question. Then people would say that that in the Jamaican terms, you can't put that in a pot, meaning, if you do what you love, maybe you can't eat. That sounds like the artist's way, right? The artist's way where, you love art, so you do art, and in people's minds, art doesn't pay. So how do you manage that? What society is saying in the in that context versus what you're teaching your daughter that she gets to do what she loves, and that is success for her.
yeah. So the first part of that statement is she can have anything she wants. If it's money, that will be it. If it's, I don't know, traveling around the world, that's it. Whatever she wants for herself.
Mhm.
But the how is by doing what you love. And I am a believer that pretty much anything can be monetized. And that's where I really enjoy working with people where they don't realize that they can monetize. And this is such a, actually, this topic is way more deeper than you might think. And it goes back to all the grind issue, to relying on the rigid strategies, to the fact that people, especially women, are distracted by those external sources and resources, and people don't believe and they don't even know that they can actually do what they love and make money.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So what I just heard you say is that uh, because it's such a myth, I gotta repeat it because it's a myth that people think is not reality. But what you're saying is that doing what you love can actually um, create wealth for you. That's what I just heard. Doing what you love
Yeah,
can create wealth for you. So
yeah, Yeah.
Um, that's an
Yeah.
interesting. I love that because you are already starting to break the myth, and we're only like 10 minutes in, right? That's a myth that I want to presence that you just brought to the forefront is that you can actually do what you love and still create wealth, whatever wealth looks like for you. Because I was in
Mhm.
where was I the other day? I was either I was on a summit. It's actually ending today with Sharon Lecter, Donnie guys we were all on the same stage.
You are breaking up, my friend. I think you're gone or you froze. Okay, let's wait for Lauren to jump back on.
Hey, can you hear me now? Can you see
I can
me?
hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. I think there's something going on with StreamYard. So everybody just bear with us today. I think there's something going on with StreamYard today because we had a challenge with the camera earlier and now we just had that. Anyway, so I was saying that when I was on the stage with these amazing human beings who have done so much in the world, right? The through line that I heard this week, and if you guys are interested in listening, today's the last day of it. It's called the II broadcast. David Fagan and Top Talent Agency is running and producing that event. The through line that I heard this week is almost exactly what you're saying is all of them have done what they've loved and they've had success around it. So there must be some I won't say secret because it's not a secret. Nothing is a secret, right? You get to really seek it out if you really want the answers. Is what I've seen, right? You got to seek it out. So I love that you're bringing this conversation in, and I want to because I got a little bit distracted with this camera thing. I want to come back and ask you a little bit more to step into a little bit more of your story. Um, because I think that if people hear from you what it's taken for you to get to the idea to be teaching your daughter that she can get anything she wants, right? Anything she wants, and be in love with what she does, then I think it will be a breakthrough moment for a lot of people here today, right? So tell me where you're from, number one, because you have an accent. So I want to let people know where because I know it's early morning for you, and this is a sacrifice. So I want people to actually hear that that sometimes it takes sacrificial. So tell them where you're from.
Yeah, it's actually evening. It's actually past 6 p.m. something
Hmm.
here in Lithuania. I'm
Yeah.
Lithuanian. I'm in Lithuania. I did live in Ireland for 17 years.
Hmm.
Back here for almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
I in my previous life, prior entrepreneurship, I was in IT. I had an IT career. Then I had my daughter. I quit my career and I started creating my own online business, success online. And obviously,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's a long
Right. You
story.
decided that. Yeah, yeah. I love that because one, it's a different culture from the Western culture, right? From over here, the culture is different. Number one, and I want people to see the universal thread of thought, right? In leaving a career and jumping into entrepreneurship and creating the success just because it's something you desire. It's something that you want. It's not just to make money, right? The money will come, going back
As
to
a
what you started with,
byproduct.
when you're doing what you
Yes,
love, right?
yes.
So I love that. I want to bring that back. Now, I want to go into now the anti-grind movement that you are bringing into the world. Talk to us about what personal breaking point or breakthrough moment made you realize that the hustle, because leaving corporate America, the corporate America is the hustle. I'm sure that's a universal thought as well, even though you're in a different country and a different hemisphere, it's still a hustle, right? When you're in
Yeah,
corporate, right?
yeah.
You don't have to be America. So what was your breaking point to leave that and step
Yeah,
into
and
entrepreneurship?
yeah. Well, my breaking point was, I guess, so the main reason to leave for me was to be a stay-at-home mom with my daughter. However, I would have left that job anyway. It was terrible. My last job before I had my daughter was terrible. And I was never thriving in the corporate. And I was in corporate America as well. I was working for
Oh,
two last jobs before my own business were in corporate America, except in Ireland back in the day.
okay.
So I always wanted to do something that excites me, and I wanted, I guess, so long, long time ago, ran into the idea of financial independence, autonomy, passive income, um, time and location freedom, and I could never unsee it. But for a while, I didn't see a way. I didn't know how to do it. But then, when my daughter was born, I ran into something which caused me to start a business online, which then caused me to feel like I'm back in 9 to 5. I was grinding. Do you know that feeling when you start your business and to create freedom, but a few years later, what you actually have is not something that you anticipated when you when you first started. Not at all.
Believe
it's
me, girl, let me tell you. Um, although real estate has spoiled me. So yes, I can totally relate. Totally relate. Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah.
And I love that you're sharing that, Adita, because and I saw a post by, was it Jen Gottlieb this morning, that she was talking about how everybody is saying that things are so easy to do. So it's a, I think, and here's another myth, right? So today, y'all, we're breaking up more than one. Uh, First of all, you can get anything you want if you do what you love. That's the first thing. Second one is, in this entrepreneurial online space, it takes a minute. It takes a minute. And the myth I hear you breaking right now is the idea that, it's an overnight thing, overnight success. No, I don't think it is. I've not experienced it as an overnight success. What do you say about that?
Yeah, it can be an overnight success after grinding for a while, after building for a while, yes. But here's the thing, just to drive that home, that point about grinding and where I found myself.
Yeah.
So it was obviously a combination of things, the dynamics at home, you know, mom to a small daughter, learning everything because I basically had to learn, like, most entrepreneurs, when you become an entrepreneur, you have to learn the whole new way of thinking and doing things and whatever. And so, just relatively recently, I realized. the coaches, well, you want to have a coach when you are a business, when you create your business, right? So, well, what I realized pretty recently, I was doing everything that he was telling, and I was learning a lot, right? But then you know what I remembered, and I don't know how many have you had a coach who was telling you, you need to get over this, you need to sacrifice things, you need to. He was telling us to basically isolate yourself from life for 2 years. For 2 years. Don't do friends,
He in the
don't do
grind.
social life, don't do any extracurricular, and just push through this in phase. And then I'm thinking back and I'm thinking about him. He was a dude. He didn't have a family. He didn't have any real responsibilities at home. And I am a mom to a small of it. Guess what? I listened. I thought it was the way, right? You froze my friend again. Right, technical issues, but part of success, I think, is how you react to all sorts of challenges and all sorts of stumbling, and what do you make out of that. And, I guess technical issues is the normal part of being an entrepreneur, normal part of being a, a human being. And the fact is, these things happen a lot, quite a lot. But also, at least you're gonna know this is not AI generated. That's what I was saying.
Okay, here we go. Can you hear
Oh,
me?
welcome back. Yeah, welcome back.
But I can't hear you. This is I've never had this before. Unbelievable. Hear you. Give me 1 second.
You're a bit choppy again, but maybe it'll improve, hopefully.
Muted. Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you, yeah.
I can't hear
You,
you.
you can't hear me?
Hold on. Let me see.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
My volume is up and my mute is off.
Can you hear
So
me
I'm
now?
not clear why I can't hear you.
You can hear me
This is
now?
interesting today, girl. Our energies are like, whoa, what is happening? I love it. And thank you for all of those who are streaming live and watching us here today. Thank you for your patience. Um, So,
Can you hear me now?
I'm not
Mm,
hearing you. Yeah, all right, give me 1 second. Let me try something else. Let me go back in on my computer and see if anything works. I can't tell if it's StreamYard because they've been having some problems. So because I'm on my phone and my computer, I can't tell if it's one of my devices or if it's StreamYard. Do you know what I mean?
mhm.
So just give me a second. Thank you for your patience, guys. Let me see. How are we? I should be able to hear you.
Can you hear me?
If you are a guest in the feed right now, can you go into the comments and let me know if you can hear Adita? That would help us to figure out this technical challenge that we're having here.
I can try. Let me see if I can. You.
Mm,
I can hear myself, and I'm playing this live on YouTube, and I can hear myself.
okay, if you're talking to me, Adita, you gotta type in the comments because I can't
Mm.
hear you. All right, I'm gonna end the broadcast, and if you can come back in, that would be great. Okay?